and use of the freedom of the artist. The so-called free position of the artist in society, that you are actually allowed to go into very different fields within society and use methods that are similar to others, and to sort of use this as artistic material. So I would say that I don't know if I'm able to be very clear about this, but to test out this freedom that you have as an artist outside of the institution, to see if you can develop a position of your own that has authority, that has sort of can influence on the decision making or whatever. That was important. Not to work within the institution and to see and to be perfectly comfortable within it, but to try and test out different methods of visual activism, I would say, outside. So that's, I mean, and I'm not saying that you cannot do this within the museum, because I've been altering, I've been going back and forth within. So it's not that I think that the museum is protected by this solid wall. It's constantly produced and reproduced and discussed in the larger public sphere, and belongs in a larger public sphere as well. So this alternation in between these two spheres has been super important. Try to bring, as an artist, as a free standing person, bring in methods into the museum, test them out in the place of the museum, test them out in the gallery space, test them out in as a chronicle in the newspapers, as anthologies that is spread out. So I've been trying to sort of find ways of communicating in different ways, in different positions. Yes, you can to some extent. The Megamonster Museum was the Christopher of the Art of Transformation was a very specific event with an extremely large audience that you haven't seen in attending one exhibition. So during the project that were more of a platform, it was easy to do because you actually had people coming in. I mean, you do need activity if you want to do that kind of relational work.
And you also have a museum as well, because there are two exhibitions related to the museum, but not activity.
Yeah. But I think that was sort of, I mean, it gave the project qualities, of course, but it also created a lot of problems. Because criticizing from within is very, very hard. And it was a huge exhibition with a lot of other international artists, with large installations. So, I mean, it was really hard to get the main attention from anyone. It became sort of an underdog within the framework of Pizza Pro. And an Australian one too, I think. I did one relational thing that I would like to tell you, because the Museum X project also consisted of two seminars. The first one took place in the actual gallery space. And that was a very interesting experience of working, with this kind of platform relational framework, because the audience came and went, and you became the artwork itself. You totally got fetishized as a speaker, and you got a very sort of unstable audience, so it was hard to keep up the tension in the room. So that, of course, the goal was to sort of make things happen accidentally so that people could come in and maybe learn something that they wouldn't have otherwise. But on the other hand, you ended up as being exhibited yourself. So I didn't dare to do it again. The second film was made in a space like this, where you had, where you used all these kind of systems that are made for seminars and talks. So that was kind of an interesting experience from using this space as a platform like that. In the next project, I mean, I wanted to treat museums as objects. So it was important to make them, to use this kind of gallery framework, museum framework, in order to bring the colors up on the wall and to make it possible to actually engage with the colors that was there and to visually analyze them. The first project didn't have that kind of visual were to be analyzed. It was more use-based. So that sort of suits the sort of harvester, I think. And I mean, I did write an essay, The Functional Backdrop. It's here. You can read if you like. And it was very important for me to not put that on the wall, not make it into an art object, to leave it like Buren on the side, you know. So you could read it if you like, but it wasn't really part of the work in the room. So I think the use of text and visual also differs very from the project in that way. What I would say is that the hybrid form that I worked within, up until the publication was supposed to imagine today, the way I was acting in the media, writing chronicles and so forth, had a function, and it worked within the framework of the activist or the artist. And I have no problem with the form, because it's a form question too. Why? When I made the book became too hybrid, and I'm the first one to admit that. It's too hybrid. It doesn't say theory, it doesn't say art that much. You could read it as an artistic statement of an statement, but to bring that together with a book, if I should do it again, I would do it in a far more analytical way. And that would mean also using the use of visuals. But text-wise, I would have treated it more analytical. And it would have been a far more interesting challenge too, to sort of go from the antagonistic text, where you write as a passionate speaker, to form this in the form of a book. You have to answer a lot of other questions. And for me, as a form education or form understanding of form, writing the text, attention, the backdrop is very important. So that is far more analytical. And I try to refer to sources, I try to legitimate what I say by pointing out to others. And then separating this from the collection of visuals is also important in order to learn to trust what the colleague could say in themselves, without putting labels and saying it's difficult and make it into just a language of it. Just leave it more open. And that's a trust question, I think. And that all of it has to say all the time, how much do you trust for and your project.
How much do you